Hello and welcome to Tan Pants! That was my excited voice I was practicing earlier from
Your
earlier.
weekly podcast.
Your weekly? We didn't do anything last week.
Sorry.
Yeah. This week, unfortunately, Max isn't here.
He died.
He's still alive.
He is dead.
He's still alive.
He found it to be more fun to stay home and
Oh, Donnie-Mo.
clip his toenails.
The pipes are ringing. It's a song you sing when people die.
I've never heard that ever.
Like at funerals?
It's like a Scottish thing.
Oh, it's Scottish.
Okay.
Because Max isn't here, we're going to have a strange format today. We're going to begin with Clay.
What?
What you got, Clay? I mean, I have a presentation here, but
Well,
my presentation is so powerful that I don't think it should go first.
I had two topics. I'm going to let you guys choose which one for this week and which one for next one.
Like, are you going to just tell us A or B and we pick A or B? Or
I'm going to describe them.
Okay.
Okay, so one is about American allies who I think we should just ditch.
Okay.
And the other is about the alien origins of humanity.
Okay, so we either have deadbeat parents or American breakups.
Yes.
What do you think, Josh?
Deadbeat parents.
I'm a fan of, let's do the deadbeat parents. We'll do American breakups next week.
Well, this one's going to be kind of tough because I don't really remember a lot of it. This is from a video that I saw years ago.
Okay.
But it was about the species of aliens that are on Earth.
They're called dogs.
Yes. No. Well, let's start with I'll kind of do the thing, start in the middle.
Okay.
All right, so you have the Anunnaki.
I've heard of that.
That's an alien race.
Yes.
Well, they're written about a long time ago.
Yeah, by
Okay.
by the ancient Sumerians, they called them the Sky People or Anunnaki.
They came for
Right.
gold, right? They want gold.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're giants, and they were facing a problem on their planet. It was the Great Filter.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they didn't pass their great filter.
Well, kind of.
What's the great filter?
Well, the Great Filter is the idea that the reason that you don't see a lot of alien species all around is because there's some type of great filter that prevents species from evolving to becoming a intergalactic species.
Oh.
So the idea is either we've already passed it, so it's something way earlier on, or it's something that's ahead of us that we have to face.
So a great filter could be we get infighting, we just destroy ourselves with nukes or whatever. Another great filter could be sickness. Something comes up and just kills everyone.
Right.
Another one could be AI. Was AI one of them?
Yeah, I think that was one of them.
Yeah, they make an AI that just subjugates them.
All right. But for this story, it was something else. Climate change. Dun dun dun
Oh,
dun.
no.
Climate change.
Yeah, so they began industrializing and carbon emissions, and as a result, they had to figure out how to overcome this. Habitat destruction, carbon emissions. Well, this is a big test because if a species doesn't have empathy, then they won't be able to work together with people beyond their own self-interests,
Yeah.
and their planet will die. Well, the Anunnaki, they were able to do that.
Okay.
But there was a bit of a problem. They found the best way to do it is to use gold. Gold can be used as a means gold particles to remove carbon from the atmosphere,
So they just spray gold everywhere.
basically.
Everybody put on your super duper mask. Don't breathe in any gold.
Yeah, it should work and it should be very effective. It's just gold's really expensive.
Yeah, there's not a lot of it.
So they wanted to get some gold.
Yeah.
They're like, man, there's no gold on our planet. So there's not enough gold. So they did what anyone would do. They astral projected their spirits from their bodies and
Took some mushrooms.
then just went across the galaxy,
Okay.
spoke to an intermediary species that I don't know of, so they could speak to the Greys. The Greys are the They're the skinny alien with the big head and the big eyes.
Classic alien.
Okay.
The Greys cannot astral project.
Huh.
Yeah, they don't know how to do that, and they lack empathy. They're one of the only species to make it without empathy, and that's because they're among one of the smartest in the galaxy. So they just thought their way around it.
They're so smart they don't need empathy.
Yeah. They're basically Rick Sanchez, the species. They're like, hey, can you make us, because they have a planet in their solar system
Okay.
called Earth.
Yeah,
It's got the gold, but they need but they can't, they're not acclimated to Earth's gravity.
Right.
So it's bad for their health. So they need a slave species to extract the gold for them. So they're like, hey, Greys, can you make us a slave species since you're so smart? The Greys were like, yes, but what do you have to offer for us? You're so low tech. And they're like, listen, all the genetic diversity of Earth. Because this is a big deal. A lot of species, like I mentioned, they had habitat destruction, climate change. So it's pretty common that you'll have them be like, hey, check out our one tree. It's a pear tree. Check out our 5 plants. The tomato, lettuce, others.
and foot.
And then we have a cow, a pig, and some honeybees.
That's it.
That's our entire genetic diversity.
Wow. So Earth is just a golden corral where everything is there.
Yeah. So with Earth, because it's been hit by so many asteroids causing mass extinctions, this has allowed for continued diversity to keep multiplying, preventing any dominant species for a long time. So it's super diverse.
Okay.
And the Greys, why wouldn't they just, you might think, why don't they just go and take it beforehand?
Yeah.
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
According to who?
The galactic law.
Okay.
Wow.
You have to start naming some sources here because you're naming a lot of names. They need an intermediary to talk to the Greys for them. They got to make a deal about the international law. And
Because the Greys can't talk to this people who are astral projected because they can't see the spirits. They can't interact with that realm. They just lack that spirituality.
So where did this whole thing come from? Like, is this someone's like?
It's just a random YouTube video.
Somebody just
I saw
thought
it.
it
It was
up.
like the hundreds of species that live on Earth.
Is like some kind of crazy what if alternate history kind of thing?
Now this guy sounded pretty
he was into it.
like this is real.
This is what happened, y'all.
This is super real.
I learned it.
I'm super ethereal, guys.
I took all the cereal boxes in my house and laid them out and deciphered the message.
All right. So the international law, the intergalactic law is you can't just go to a planet from another world like that. Like just take their stuff.
Yeah.
Even if there's no other intelligent species on it, you got to leave them alone, let them develop on their own. And the Greys, they need genetic diversity because they tried to alter their genetic code to become a more developed species, and this had complications. Because when you mess with your genetic code, you need to do it both physically in this realm, but also you need to do it in the spiritual realm as well. And they can't go there.
Because they can't astral project.
Right.
Yeah, so they couldn't do that. So there were complications, and as a result, they can't breed anymore.
Okay. So they have to just clone themselves forever.
Yeah, and they've been cloning and cloning and cloning, and they're all effective clones of each other. So there's a lot of problems with that, as you know.
Right. Yeah. Right. I know how the
Everybody
cloning.
knows. Everybody
how
has
that
seen
all that drama.
Yeah.
I mean,
So they need that diversity, and so they have the rights to the diversity of Earth now. Because the planet was in the solar system of the Anunnaki, and so they own the planet and have the rights to the whole solar system.
okay. So they're like, guys, we screwed up our planet. Let's fix our planet. We need gold. Where can we find gold? I know there's gold in asteroids and comics. No. We got to find gold on a planet.
Yeah.
And we need to we could just go to Earth and live there because there's no one there. There's no slave species right now. It's just trees and pigeons. But we can get our gray friends, give them genetic diversity of Earth or whatever, and we can get all the gold and we can spray gold around our house.
Why do they have the genetic diversity of Earth to give?
Because it's in their solar system.
Okay, and they own the solar system.
So the Anunnaki are like, we have this, and the Galactic Council like, is that good? Like,
Then who runs the
That's
Galactic
good.
Council?
that's good.
I have no idea.
You don't want to know. If you find out who runs the Galactic Council, you're kind of dead.
I was thinking like the people or the aliens there.
Maybe they're just fish.
He did mention one, but I can't remember them.
No.
And I didn't really feel like watching that because it was like really long, several hours.
Maybe they're astral projections of astral projections.
Like Inception.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're getting close to some areas. Yeah, so they made the slave species.
Okay.
It was the human, the early human.
Early human.
Just smart enough to do the work, but still dumb enough that it couldn't. And they could make this because they made it from a monkey, and monkeys don't have souls, so they could easily do that. So early man didn't have a soul.
Okay.
As they made them, there became a problem they noticed on Earth. They were not alone.
What?
There was another species there the whole time.
The dogs.
No.
Was it the lizard people?
Yes.
Lizard.
Yes.
Yes. This goes back to the beginning. A long time ago, there were the Alpha Draconians. They lived on their own planet. They astral projected away. They were a warrior species, super smart, super strong. They astral projected away, traded to get technology. And then with their technology, they began conquering the galaxy. They nearly conquered the entire galaxy, enslaving all the other species. And then they were finally, through an alliance, pushed back and stopped. And the alliance was like, dude, these guys are too powerful and they're too aggressive. We have no choice but to kill all of them. And they were going to kill them all. But then someone came down to stop them. It was the Blue Avians.
The Blue Avians.
Yes.
The Bluvians?
The Blue Avians. They are a species.
I have a very important question.
Yes?
What color are the blue avians?
I'm guessing blue.
Okay.
Probably. They're probably those people from Star Wars with the squid hair.
Oh, the Twi'leks?
Sure.
Yeah, they're called Twi'leks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a nerd. You're a nerd.
Ha.
I should also mention that the Alpha Draconians, they lack empathy completely as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're a lizard.
Yeah, so they're one of the other species to do that. And the Blue Avians said no. They came down and like, listen, we're from like the 7th dimension.
What?
Or like some higher dimensional plane. I forget which one.
Do you guys have gold? Make a deal here?
And so that's the idea is a species can ascend to higher planes and they're from one of the highest ones.
Okay.
And they come down to try to dispense wisdom and knowledge. And so for us, they try to come down in the form that we can understand.
They come and they say, do not pee in the same water you drink from.
Yeah.
Step 1.
They try to take the form of a human for humans, but it doesn't quite work out that well. So they'll end up with some animal-like feature. So this is where the origin of a lot of those things, like the Greek gods and the Egyptian gods and all those, came from the Blue Avians trying to dispense wisdom down, and early man simply couldn't fathom them, was the idea.
But why didn't the Anunnaki be like, hey, this is our slave species, get out of here?
Because it's
They
complicated.
can't mess with them. They're too
Right.
powerful.
The blue avians like, oh crap.
Yeah, so the Blue Avians, they came down. They said, hey, listen, the Alpha Draconians, it's not their fault that they're evil. They've been infected and manipulated by a being from a higher plane of existence
The 8th dimension.
trying to spread its evil. And so it made them evil.
The red avians. It was the red avians.
Oh. And
They're purple. The name is confusing.
and so with that, I'm trying to remember all this.
I mean, the person who came up with this,
He must have had a lot of fun doing it.
yeah, yeah. It'd be fun to make up a crazy, insane alien origin story.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's astral projection. He keeps reusing introduce a new concept, man. We've heard astral projection
so
a couple
astral projection,
times.
is it like just hologram?
No, it's like I go into a trance, and then my spirit leaves my body and goes like woo, and I can
Okay.
tap on someone's shoulder and
Yeah.
go, hey.
Well,
hey.
you can't touch them because you're astral.
Hey, well, I'm astral projecting my finger to astral project his astral projection.
Okay, so
And then
he feels
and then
it
he
out.
goes, oh, I should probably go into trance. So he goes into trance, and both the astral projections, they go, yo, let's trade information. And they're like, yeah, what do you want to talk about? We need some gold.
But the conversations they can't have straight conversations because they're kind of drowsy.
Yeah, well, you need to take like strong drugs to get there, and it makes you high. So you're astral projection while you're high, and you're trying to make trade agreements while you're high. So things do not end well a lot of times.
So they're like, okay, we'll let the Alpha Draconians live, but we're going to put them on a planet as a prison. They'll be stuck on it. And it was okay to do that because the Alpha Draconians, they are warriors.
Right.
And because of their culture, they said, oh, what, science? You build a rocket? That's for slaves, not for us.
All of a sudden, they're not going to bother with that.
Yeah, they're not going to bother with it. And so they'll stay stuck on Earth, and they can't astral project themselves outwards from Earth because there's been a field around Earth made up of spheres overlapping in 4 dimensions.
We call them bubbles.
Yeah.
Yes. And so they can't astral project themselves out, and they've just been kind of stuck on Earth. And they're like, finally, slaves.
Oh.
So they took some of the humans, the early humans, and mixed their DNA with them. And that was the Reptilians.
Okay.
Uh-oh. And this is where Zuckerberg comes from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zuckerberg's been alive for, what, 1 billion years?
Billions, trillions.
100 billion.
At least
And
7.
because he's DNA mixed in with the Draconians, he's not at all there. So he's trying to go into the next dimension by creating the metaverse. But it's just digital.
Oh.
But it's not the real thing because it's just the metaverse. It's just
Well, what if the
technology.
metaverse is just step 3 of getting to astral? They got to get past the bubbles.
Yeah, they got to keep this as a 4-dimensional overlapping bubbles.
That's why they keep on trying to send astronauts out to get past the bubble, but they can't get far enough.
Yeah, that's why they're obsessed with space, so they can get out.
I notice a flaw in this story. If the reptilians are this warrior race who like to enslave people and force people to do their bidding, they're not doing a very they're not very efficient in this. I think if the reptilians were just like, okay, everybody, I know you guys like TikTok and stuff, but it's time to get to work on the rocket or we're gonna kill you.
Yeah. Well, the idea is that it's been so long that most species are like, what? No, those are a myth.
Oh, they're laying low.
The Anunnaki, they had a problem though. Their planet was careening through space and was going
Nibiru?
No.
Oh.
And it was going to hit another planet. And so they had to leave. They had to get on any ships they had.
After all this gold work, it's just gonna blow up.
Yeah. So they didn't have many ships because they had a pretty low level of development. They were not too far away from where we are.
Okay.
So some of them got
that's real
off. Some
sad.
of them came to Earth, and they bred with some of the humans.
Okay.
And those humans are the nobility.
So Queen of England,
Yeah.
Anunnaki.
Yes.
Barack Obama, Anunnaki.
They
Joe
were-
Biden cheated in the election, not Anunnaki.
Well, they were to be the nobility, but they were killed and replaced with reptilians.
Oh. So there are no more Anunnaki.
There might be a few across the
Hiding out.
galaxy
Okay.
just chilling, but their planet's destroyed, and that became the asteroid belt that you see in space.
Wow. Is there a lot of gold up there?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think the NASA people say there's a lot of gold up there in our hills.
Interesting.
What if like Earth is like going to get some gold from a bunch of gold places? And aliens like, why are you doing that? You're like, just gold.
Well, I mean, the moment you go get gold, like from out of Earth and bring it back to Earth, the value of gold will go down.
Yeah, that's
So that's the problem.
But wait, there's still more.
Oh my God! How?
Listen, I only have one more.
Okay. One more step.
There were literally hundreds, but I didn't bother watching all of that.
yeah.
All right, so the last one is the Nordics.
This is Thor.
Yes, basically, they look like Nordic people.
Okay.
The Nords. They came down and they were pushing for selective breeding of humans to make them become an advanced species. So now we have a soul, and our planet's really unique as well. I forgot to mention because a lot of our species all have empathy. You know, like a dog, if you're sad, it might be like, "Oh, hey there, buddy."
Cats, if you're sad, they'll go like, "I'm going to mess with him big time."
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Nords have been selectively breeding humans. But you notice they look like Nords.
Yeah.
So we look like them.
Oh.
And the Nords are one of the first species that any alien species meets. Like, if there's first contact, it's always the Nords.
Okay.
Meaning there might be, and the Nords are one of the oldest species in the galaxy.
So, like Star Wars humans.
Yes.
Okay.
And the problem with them is some people think maybe they've been, we're all upright.
Are you saying that there's a problem with the Nords?
Yes.
I haven't heard a single problem with them yet.
Wait, listen, here's the thing, though. There was apparently a war early on with the bug species.
Okay.
It was a hive mind, didn't have a soul. They killed it all off.
Yeah, they deserve it.
And since then, they've been greeting all the first species as they come along. So the idea is the Nords might be purposefully interfering with species development, because every species across the galaxy that's intelligent, it's upright, bipedal, hands, arms, all the same. So maybe they're interfering with evolution to make more species that are accommodating to them. Yeah, and then after that, I just kind of stopped watching. I was like, dude, I have like 25 minutes in this. You have like hours, and this is like part 1.
How many did it have a lot of views?
I do not remember.
Did he sell T-shirts or books or whatever?
I do not remember. This has been years.
Wow.
What was the style of video? Did he just film himself, or did he have a lot of crappy editing?
Oh, the crappiest of editing.
I feel enlightened now.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm. What? Okay, if any of that was real, what would we do? I mean,
I don't know. We'd just be like,
We'd make YouTube videos about it.
we gotta share the word.
we have to make low quality YouTube videos that are 6 hours long.
Oh, you watched a little bit of it, so I guess it kind of worked.
I mean, I guess.
I wonder if there are people who actually believe that.
I don't know.
I mean, did he believe it, or was he just like, for fun, he made this thing?
It could have been for fun, but he sounded pretty affirmative. Like, because of this means this, and these are these, and with these, this is those. Like,
Okay, so he started out with something simple and just took it to its logical. It cascaded. It was a logical cascade, and he just followed it.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay.
Florida man,
No.
because he tried to make his dog immortal.
Okay, you have to.
He kidnapped a scientist, tried to make his dog immortal.
Wow.
It's foolish, but
Okay, maybe we should talk about that instead. But I present to you how a man broke the snail eating record and freaking died.
Is that a picture of him?
No, that's not a picture of him.
Wow.
When I first started putting those together, I couldn't find any pictures of this man.
Right.
But then I found a picture of him. So he's actually a picture. He is in here. But snail eating. So I looked up the world record for snail eating.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I forget what it was, but I mentioned it here. But I found an article written in the 70s. So this guy wrote about this man, and the article was written, I think it was New York Times or it was Wall Street Journal. It was something. But whoever wrote this article did such a bad job because he just used the biggest, most complicated words possible.
I haven't found an article from any of those sites that were good.
He was obtuse. He was like pedantic. I mean, I don't want to spend the entire time saying how
And
bad
then they
this
try to be
was.
clever and try to
That's what it felt
use a
like.
saying, and
He was trying to be clever the entire time. And I
found it quite shallow.
I
and
had to
pedantic.
keep I had-
Exactly.
I had to keep rereading it because I didn't know what I just read. It made it hard to read. But anyway, how a man broke the snail eating record and freaking died. So there is a secret war.
Johnny Appleseed.
Johnny Appleseed.
Right.
There's a secret war. So in France,
Astral Projection.
astral projection has happening all the time, particularly between two groups. You have the frog eaters.
Oh.
So the frog eaters will tell you that there is nothing to snail eating but a rough taste for garlic and a particular texture. Forgs for the win. Because they like eating frogs.
That's what they say all the time.
Forgs for the win, man. Forgs for the win.
Works for the win.
The snail eaters like snails.
Just because.
They just like snails. So in France, there is a competition called, at least in the 70s there were.
Snail Eaters Anonymous.
No, they weren't anonymous. There is actually, I have a quote from an anonymous source later in this talk. I think it was I should have written down the thing, but it was a food eating contest.
Yeah.
And so you had people competing to eat snails and competing to eat frogs. And these two groups were like always bad mouthing each other.
Yeah, because they got bad stuff in their mouth.
Yeah, man. Have all this junk and all these frogs and blah. So the frog people were like, yeah, and the snail eaters were like, snails. So, who was Mark Quinquanidon?
You mean Mar?
Mark.
Oh,
How do you pronounce that?
C is an E.
He's French. Mark. No, that's a C.
Okay.
I'll tell you who he was. He was a hero.
I was thinking of that scene.
He was a hero who ate 72 snails in 3 minutes at a French disco. He was already a record holder. The 367-pound Mark wanted to cut his snail eating record in half. When not eating snails, he was a train engineer who choo-chooed trains when not eating snails.
Oh boy.
So,
What's a French disco?
you know what a disco is?
Is it like just loud music and lots of people?
Yes, but it's in the 70s. So there's a disco ball,
Okay.
and you got big hair, and people going, and it's all in French.
Right, but there's one part of the disco is like, okay, Snail Eaters.
Like, okay, time for the Snail Eaters. Yeah, it was weird. So it was a big competition that happened, and they rented out the disco, and they had it at the disco.
Yeah.
And the disco is important later in the story. A tragic end. So here's a picture of him.
Oh.
This is him at the contest. So I don't know if this is the contest where he died after doing it, or if this is a different contest. But Mark died 24 hours after telling friends he was not feeling in form.
Yeah.
He died Sunday afternoon in Nancy Hospital. So this guy, he died doing what he loved, eating snails.
How many?
72 in 3 minutes.
Oh.
Well, I think that was his record. In this competition, he was training to beat it. The contest where he died, it wasn't his record-breaking contest. Had happened a year earlier. But he was working on eating even more in half the time. So this is his training moment.
But why?
Because he wanted to be the best snail eater you've ever seen.
He already was.
But he's going to be even better. He had to beat the frog eaters.
Right.
So what happened? Why'd he die?
Snails.
Gonna get
But
technical.
why? He
Maybe like sodium, I guess.
listen.
Snails could have bacterial. Snails could have snails inside of them.
This wasn't even
Clogged
his
arteries?
record-breaking feat. He'd already done that before. This was a smaller little. This was an easy challenge.
Maybe he had like an ulcer and a snail chewed through it.
So let me tell you some fun facts about snails. So snails are difficult to digest.
I imagine.
When prepared, the texture is described as having a slightly hard texture. There are thousands of species of snail, and of them, only 3 kinds are widely eaten. You have the Roman snail, the garden snail, and the European snail. Now, I think there are about 400 snails that you can eat, but these are the 3 that people generally say these are the safest ones to eat.
Okay.
And so he was probably eating one of those 3. Snails are omnivores and are known to eat deadly nightshade. Deadly isn't an adjective describing nightshade. The name of the plant is called first name deadly, last name nightshade.
Okay.
So when you say deadly nightshade, I'm not talking about nightshade that's deadly. I'm talking about the plant that's called deadly
We're
nightshade.
not talking about the Muppet,
I'm not talking about the Muppet.
whose last name might be Nightshade.
Uncle Deadly. Before you cook a snail, you must first put it on a 3-day fast to purge its system. Then they are fed nothing but flour and water for a week to purify them. Mm-hmm. So there's an 8-day process before you even cook the snail.
You could add this to the list of dangerous foods.
Yeah, don't eat snails. So, I mean, you pick up a snail, and it's basically it's like you're playing Russian roulette. You can pop that in your mouth right now and eat it, but the chances of you dying are
There.
okay. They're pretty okay. So, I mean, first, the 3 days of no eating, they put it in just some water. Don't feed it anything. They let it poop and stuff, whatever. So those 3 days just get all the junk out of the system. And then the week is to take care of parasites.
Oh, wow.
And even then, there's not 100% guarantee that the snails are good. If they are not cleaned or cooked properly, the parasites are capable of affecting the human body and producing fatal conditions.
Yep.
One of the things you can get is meningitis. Is that it affects your brainstem or something like that, and basically turns you to a vegetable.
Yeah. You know, France has cows.
France has cows.
Like you could eat beef.
It's way easier.
Snails.
I mean, the snail from death to plate, it's like so many steps. For a cow or chicken or something like that, it's like kill, gut, let it rest for a day, then you can eat it.
And you get so much more meat out of it.
So much more meat. But the show must go on. So people love their snail eating contests. So when
a bunch of snails being plated?
Yeah, this is a bunch of snails being cooked right now. So this is actually a picture from more recent. There is a competition held every year for just eating snails. The Snail Eating Festival, basically, where people come and celebrate eating snails.
Where is this?
I think it is in Italy.
Let's go protest it.
Go protest it.
All right.
Do you guys know it? There's snails. Don't eat snails. When word got out that he died, he was kind of a hero in this little local area who they advocated eating snails. And they said it was claimed that he could not have possibly died of snail eating. Folk in his hometown said eating onion soup and dancing on Saturday night was probably responsible for his death.
Huh.
Because it was at a disco.
That's right. He probably did some dancing.
Did some dancing, ate some onion soup, and then died. Because as you know, that happens all the time. But then, remember, there's a secret war going on.
Right.
The frog eaters. So an anonymous frog eater said, in response to him dying of soup and dancing, he said, Mark was a redoubtable adversary whose memory commands respect. Any suggestion that the snails didn't get him is an insult to his memory. Honor the fallen Mark, last name unpronounceable in English.
He died of snails.
He died of snails. So what did we learn today? We learned that if you go outside and pick up a snail and think, oh boy, this looks like good eating to me, you can take your chance, I guess. I mean, I'm never gonna, no thank you.
Go eat a sandwich instead.
Go eat a sandwich that has no parasites or poisonous, deadly nightshade inside of it. Maybe they have a safer way to deal with it now. No one's quite sure exactly what caused him to die, other than the fact he was 367 pounds, dancing at a nightclub,
could be blood
eating
clots and
lots of
stuff.
snails.
But if it was like a blood clot or something, they probably would have been able to tell.
Well, snails are low fat.
Oh.
Low fat, high in water is what I read.
I have no words.
You have no words for that? It's kind of sad that Max isn't here.
Yeah.
He would have loved
He would
to hear.
usually say something random and expect it to stick.
Yeah, and then
Be funny.
Then Max would go, and we'd be like,
And then maybe five or six times it happens, he actually gets a zinger.
yeah, and then I edit all of them out.
Yeah.
And he
Except
never
for the
gets
one
a
good one,
zinger.
So he always sounds like he.
No, I edit out the one that lands too.
Right.
All the zingers I cut out. You guys ready for trivia?
Okay.
It's time to play. What? What'd you say?
I was going to sing a song or something.
Okay, yeah, sing a song to me.
I was thinking like the smarter than a fifth grader.
Yeah.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader? He's going to be a test leader.
This trivia test here that I've prepared for you, I've gone through this massive document. I spent hours
Right.
just going question by question, highlighting the good ones.
Yeah.
And I found the strongest trivia question ever.
Is it strong enough to defeat Thanos?
It's stronger than a fifth grader.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, man.
Man.
They can be pretty tough sometimes.
For your first question,
Yeah.
California law states no shooting any animal from a moving car except for what animal?
Bigfoot.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
The answer is a whale.
Ah.
You're allowed to go down the highway in California and go, honey, there she blows.
She clicks a button and a harpoon comes up to the top of the minivan.
You see, in Oklahoma, we care. We banned whaling.
Yeah, Oklahoma's, we ban that stuff, man.
It doesn't happen. There's no more accidents.
Yep.
Ever.
Not a single case.
Yep.
Joshua,
Yeah.
in the 18th century, what job did a fart catcher have?
Probably
You're employed as a fart catcher in a house. What is your job?
probably to take the spittoons and dump them out the windows.
Is that your final answer?
No, probably to catch farts in tweed bags or something. Because they didn't have plastic or anything back then.
No. You don't actually
Glass
catch.
jar.
You don't actually catch farts. It's actually way simpler than that. But they called him a fart catcher. You gonna take any kind of guess, or you want to
You're
just?
giving me another shot?
I'll give you another shot. Yeah, I mean, I like the tweed bag idea,
Right.
but I mean, that's not correct.
It's the butler. Because he's got butt in his name.
That's right. I don't know.
These people were featured in Downton Abbey.
3,
When the
2,
person farts,
1.
the fart catcher quickly identifies the farter and kicks him out of the saloon.
The saloon,
This is the 18th century.
the fart catcher, was a footman, and he would walk behind his master,
Okay, he catches the farts.
catches the farts.
He just
So, I mean,
always back there.
He was just there to help, but he was always behind him. So other people were like, "There goes that fart catcher."
Oh yeah, it's kind of slang, eh?
Yeah, kind of slang, eh? Clay, whose cat was sold for $153,000 in an Arizona auction?
Okay, what is this? An actual cat or an NFT?
Whose cat? So this is back in the day, I think. It didn't give a date, but this isn't NFT times.
Right.
Whose cat was sold for $153,000 in an Arizona auction?
The Garfield guy.
His cat?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was Adolf Hitler's cat.
What?
Oh boy.
This is what I listen. I wanted to make my topic today about Adolf Hitler's cat. I did my research. I couldn't find anything about a cat auction. So I'm pretty sure that this trivia thing just kind of like, wouldn't it be funny if I made this thing up? So I'm not sure if Hitler's cat actually was auctioned off or even had one. Or Joshua.
Yeah.
Slugs have 4 of them. What?
Hearts.
You gonna say hearts?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Well, it can't be. Yes.
It's
You're
wrong.
tricking me. Oh.
It's wrong. It's noses.
Oh wow.
They have 4 noses. And Clay, here's your final question. People in ancient China committed suicide by eating what?
You could die by eating a lot of things.
Yeah, but specifically they
Yeah.
chose this.
I'm going to say, there's just so many options.
I'll give you a hint. We eat this every day.
Oh. Coal. No. Like, I was thinking it was something common, like it's just like cyanide, I guess.
Cyanide?
Like a bunch of seeds or something.
We eat this every day?
Yeah,
Oh.
we eat seeds.
All the time. The answer is salt.
Salt.
1 pound will kill you.
I mean, that's a lot of salt.
I mean,
if you
yeah,
weigh it out.
if you get a guy, you're like, hey, boom.
Smack him in the head. Okay, Joshua. Who was offered the presidency of Israel in 1952 but turned it down?
Man, Ronald Reagan.
In the 50s?
I'm bad at this.
Okay.
What was the
History
question?
Who was offered the presidency of Israel in 1952 and turned it down?
Oh, that's easy. I just look back down at my phone.
That's easy.
Ben Gurion.
It's got to be someone
don't
like
know.
Albert
I
Einstein.
have no idea.
No idea.
No clue.
I think I've heard this before, but I don't remember the person.
Okay.
It was a smart guy or something.
Who's a smart guy?
Let's say Albert Einstein then.
The answer is Albert Einstein.
Oh, nice.
He was given the presidency, but he decided, I didn't want to do that.
No, I do science.
I do science. You guys are so smart.
I mean, me and Clay kind of shared that one.
Yeah, you did. And between the two of you, you got none of the other things right.
Yeah.
I love trivia. Trivia is my favorite thing.
Trivia.
Thank you, everyone, for playing Who Wants to Have a Budget with 2 digits in it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is at least $10 or $11.
That is $10.
It ends at 99.
Ends at 99, yeah.
I found a thing that said Hitler didn't like cats.
Yeah,
You could not have had a cat.
that's what I kept finding. So I'm not sure about that.
Trivia.
Yeah, that trivia quiz gets more janky every day.
Are you sure it's not his car? They could have had a typo.
What if the trivia you found and downloaded, the PDF,
It's a very expensive cat. When
it's
you
one of
think
those
about it.
codes where one of the letters wrong or something, or one of the things is off, you circle it and it spells something out. Like the whole PDF is laced with codes and...
Oh, you're saying I downloaded like an FBI
Yeah.
recruiting program?
Yeah.
Ooh, whoops!
You want to get into that?
I found one of the. One of them is R
Yeah.
or car.
Yeah.
Aha.
The news with Josh Anderson.
The news. Right.
Josh, tell me some news. Tell me some good news.
You know, after I read you this, you probably won't ever go to a Family Dollar again.
Oh,
Did they take some family's dollar?
No, but their warehouses are full of rats.
Why?
Alive rats, dead rats. There are just rats.
They could spin this.
Yeah.
It could be fun ratatouille rats. Are they fun ratatouille rats?
No, they're just rats.
Why specifically Family Dollar?
I don't know. I'm sure somebody's looking into it.
Listen, I mean,
any Rat Kings?
people have been.
Probably. All the people at the workhouse.
They're all
like-
rat kings.
Like one of the little things they found is one of the workers filming himself feeding a rat in the warehouse and stuff.
That's why you have a rat problem.
So you
have
got
stupid
rat
people
kings.
working with you. No, a rat king is a rat that has all the tails connected.
You tie every single rat's tail together.
Yeah, the rat tails get connected together, and then they form a ball of living rats.
Whoa.
And one rat kind of takes control. It's called a rat king. So people used to think it happened naturally, but people are starting to doubt that actually ever, because the theory is all these rats are in a compacted space. They're pooping and moving and squiggling and all that, and then their tails just get tangled and fused together, and they become a ball of rats. So, but what people actually think is you have psychopaths who catch rats and tie their tails together, and they keep doing
that
it.
could also happen. Psychopaths exist.
And they work in the Family Dollar.
Those psychopaths are pretty psychopathic.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Have they said how they're going to fix the problem? Because, I mean, that's a problem.
Wait, when does this story come out?
Is this old news?
No, I got this off Not the Onion.
Okay.
They just say, we take situations like this very seriously and are committed to providing safe and quality products to our customers.
See, they didn't promise anything.
Yeah, they don't promise anything.
They're not going to do anything
We
about
have
it.
been fully cooperating with all regulatory agencies in the resolution of this matter and are in process of resolving the issue.
Remedying?
Wait.
Remy.
Go back up.
remedying?
Remedying.
Remedying. Yeah, Remy.
Yeah, Remy.
Remedy.
Does it say any time when it was posted, the article?
February 16th, 2022.
Let's see here.
How's their stock?
Yeah, I'm checking the stock.
Yeah, check it.
On the news, it went down, and then it sprung up. They're now up 7%.
Hey, the
Because
rats
it's
for
kind of
good.
fun. Yeah,
Whoa. Did Family Dollar do that on purpose?
Maybe.
maybe. To make
Are there
their
really
stocks go
rats?
up.
Did they just get a guy to feed a
We
rat
could find
and say
some footage, or I don't know.
Family Dollar? Are you pulling a fast one?
Don't know. But you know who else is pulling a fast one? Mike Lindell.
What? Whoa.
So there's a
You know what I sleep with every night?
My Pillow,
My pillow.
dude. Well, anyway, the anti-vaccine
And then the Mike
thing.
Lindell.
Where?
When you sleep on it, you dream about him sometimes.
Well, anyway, Mike
And Mike
Lindell.
Lindell says, "Oh, my son." he
Oh, my.
he smiles with his mustache.
Well, anyway, a truck, an anti-vaccine trucker.
Why are we talking about Mike Lindell?
because all of his pillows were inside the truck and it got stopped at the Canadian border.
Oh.
So you know what he does?
What?
I don't know if he's done this yet, but he said there might be a helicopter with a bunch of pillows inside of it. He's going to fly over Canada and drop the pillows in little parachutes. Why? To get them over the border. People need my pillow.
Hold on. You need permission to cross the border with a truck
Yeah.
to deliver goods.
Yeah.
I think you also need permission to fly a helicopter over Canada and drop things.
Let me double check my source.
So, I mean...
Listen, the air is a lawless space.
Oh, I see. He has the he's trying to ship it over to Canada. So they can't do it by truck. So he's going to do it by helicopter. And he says he might drop them in tiny parachutes.
Okay.
Really cool and funny.
This might be this might be a tad excessive,
Maybe.
but that it is funny. It is funny.
Imagine a guy's like, finally a My Pillow. Oh boy. Oh, it fell in a mud
Maybe.
puddle.
But maybe it doesn't. Maybe this is just like a metaphor for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he's just saying we're gonna drop them off in little parachutes and
I mean, imagine he'll do like one or two, and the rest of them
Maybe
are
for
just
fun.
actually packed
Yeah.
out.
Replace the drop them off with little parachutes with engage in acts of terrorism.
yeah. Dad takes down town's internet by mistake to get his kids offline.
How would you do that?
Well, you see, he has this machine
Called a
that
gun?
he somehow has.
He shoots the
Or
router.
somehow got somewhere where it sends frequencies that the mobile devices all use.
So he just scrambles.
So it just scrambles all those signals to
So
where
hang
nothing
on.
really gets through.
Yeah. So like a EMP.
So
Not
this,
an EMP. An EMP kind of messes up like circuits and stuff. But this
Electrical
is
things.
radio waves.
so this dad who's so frustrated with his children,
Right. Instead of turning the internet off at his house.
instead of being a dad and saying, "Give me that," he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna buy a thing that shoots radio waves at your bodies."
Anyway,
did he buy it?
it was so powerful, it took out the internet for the entire town. And now he's getting arrested because that's a crime. Probably a crime.
Ow! Whoops!
Yeah. I was thinking that he made it like a directed energy weapon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you can do that with like a microwave.
It looks like
and
it looks like a serious product. They have a picture of his device.
Why would they sell that if it gets you arrested when you turn it on?
I don't know.
You should sue the manufacturer and say, "Hey,
yeah.
By ANFR.
So he did buy something. So
should've
he's not
known.
No.
smart.
It says the jammer seized by ANFR. Is ANFR like the
jammer."
the
It's called-
dispatcher of the police or whatever?
Maybe, I don't know.
$30,000 fine, 6 months in jail.
For an accident? He said he's sorry, right?
I don't know.
He said,
I guess
He
the,
didn't.
the
Well, how did
judge
you
is,
say it?
Mean to.
the judge was getting really into.
How did he say it though? Like, did he say, "I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry that you're upset that I did this."
Yeah, 6 months in jail. Bring your children's phones to me. I'll gavel them.
Yeah.
Your children are going to become the internet now.
Another thing about internet and technology, Google Maps leads Indonesian man to wrong wedding, and he ends up marrying a stranger.
Hey.
It says nearly.
Nearly.
Oh, nearly. Okay.
Yeah.
Nearly. So
Nearly.
he goes like, "Oh, I'm so happy
This
to
is my
be
wedding.
here."
He walks down. Who are you?
He's like, "Wait,
Wait a second.
you are not Michelle. Michelle's face is significantly different than this. I don't know any of you. Everyone here. I know Jimmy, but I didn't invite him to my wedding." Wow.
That makes sense. I know they have like arranged weddings over there.
Yeah.
So-
What are the odds of being led to a different wedding though?
Right.
Happening at
mean-
the same time.
Happens every week.
Yeah.
Guess so.
Happened to me 3 times.
Good job, Clay. Good job.
You know, people getting married all the time. It's popular.
Yeah.
It's very popular these days.
Anyway, another technology related topic. Crypto investors are concerned that global nuclear war may negatively affect their market.
Yes, I'm also concerned with this because when the nukes go off, crypto's going to just drop, you know?
No, listen.
Probably.
The money is going to become worthless.
Because it's got to be burned.
Yes. The government's going to crash. Nothing to enforce control.
Listen,
This is a bullish narrative for crypto.
crypto isn't physical. A nuke can't hurt it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's invincible. It's in the internet.
But
Yeah.
the market will go down because, you know,
Yeah.
nukes
So-
will like kill people or
Won't
something.
nukes
They're
like
split. They're
bring
split on it.
everything down in the market?
Well,
Except
Yes.
for the market for nukes?
Yeah,
Well,
the
maybe the
market for-
nukes would go down because the nukes explode. And
the market for clean water will skyrocket.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what that guy is invested in.
Clean water?
Yeah, the Big Short guy.
Oh.
Like that's in his movie. He's like, he's invested in water.
Big short guy.
Yeah, he shorted the housing market in 2008. Michael Burry.
Oh.
That's his name.
You invest in water?
Yeah.
Invest in water, folks.
I bought a lake.
Ooh.
What did you buy? A
Oh,
boat? Weak.
Actually, I bought a bunch of sand.
Sand is just dead water.
Right. Okay, one last technology related. This one's actually related to gaming a little bit.
Oh, to video games?
Video games.
I have a story to tell about video games.
Ubisoft, the video game company,
Who makes-
celebrates its employees' hard work by giving them NFTs.
Oh, that's the best way to make a
And the
liberal
employees are like, why? And then, I don't know, Ubisoft executive Nicholas Puard, he says, you just don't get it.
I mean, if you're given an NFT, were they worth anything?
I bet you it's an NFT. Of course it's worth something.
I mean, it's an NFT. Like you get, but the problem is with an NFT, you have to get a different person to buy the NFT now.
Yeah.
So I mean, were they monkeys?
What's
Does
it
people
on?
buy the
I
monkeys?
don't know. I have no idea.
Watch each NFT.
There's a lot of words in the article.
A lot of words in there.
Just came for the funny
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Listen, they're gonna sell it for like $5, and then immediately it goes up to $1 million. They're
And they're like, ugh.
just gonna feel so bad.
What if one of the employees who was disgruntled with his NFT goes to sell his NFT, gets an incredible amount of money, and then buys Ubisoft
Hey.
and walks into the guy's office and he's like, "Thanks for the NFT, bub." And the guy's like, "Yeah, it was worth a lot of money.
It
That's
takes your
why I
money.
gave it
I'm
to you."
finally going to leave Ubisoft.
This is your problem
That's it.
now.
I'm done making walking simulators.
That's pretty good, y'all. Thanks for sharing the news. And thank you for coming to this special edition of Tan Pants No Max.
About max.
Usually we're tan pants to the max, but tan pants
To the minimum.
no max.
Sad. We don't have Max.
I'm trying to think
Max
of a pun.
just needs to astral project himself over here.
Why didn't he? Is he a reptilian? He's doing
Maybe.
reptilian things.
No. He is reptilian because he can't astral project himself over here.
But
Or
what if?
What couldn't?
What if the Greys couldn't? What if the reptilians finally did it? They broke all the bubbles.
Yeah.
And Max is the leader. He's been nullifying everyone with tan pants. And now that the bubble's gone, he's like, I don't need tan pants anymore. And he's over there. He's astral projecting, just eating Cheetos.
I
and
couldn't
jumping around the
couldn't
universe.
track with that at all.
Everything I said was completely makes sense.
didn't. Okay.
Was complete sense. Thank you for listening and watching Tan Pants.
Thank you to our Patreons, Naven Jr., The Big Tine, and Gil Stronculus. You guys are legendary.
If you would like to become legendary too, we have a Patreon. You can jump on there, join up, or just subscribe and enjoy.
And please keep watching our videos and show it to other people.
Share it around.
And
Tell
don't
your
forget,
friends.
Yeah.
and don't forget, aliens is possible.
Yes. And remember, you're a slave race created by Greys to dig for gold.
And remember, 1 like equals